That's what
every word of that
fascism
was just lit to me.
So
every syllable was just like, ugh.
I'm quick north and that's it. I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm from the Midwest, sir.
There's a town in West Virginia called Big Ugly.
yeah, it's not surprising.
I love these facts so much.
Dude, there were legit 5 jokes running through.
Imagine right now where you come from. Big Ugly. Yeah, that checks out. That ain't surprising at all.
Big, ugly West
Just look at your
Virginia.
ID. Are you the mayor?
Because, like, even, like, out of context, it's just like big, ugly West Virginia. It's like, hey, our state isn't that bad. It's like, no, I'm just saying a city. It's a place that exists.
Big ugly, comma, West Virginia. Oh, I would hate it.
Oh, legitimately.
Imagine you're a basketball star hailing from Big Ugly, West Virginia.
Nintendo absolutely knows about the internet Triton because like a couple months after the Bowsette thing happened, they changed the crown description. It was just like, only Toadette can wear this crown. So it's just like, kill that noise. Martin Luther King Jr. earned a C in his public speaking class during his 2 semesters in seminary school.
Who is that teacher?
Who's the dude?
Okay, is it a white teacher? And is that the reason why? Who was the dude that... Because you know you gotta wake up one day and just 20 years later...
That must change everything.
I gave him a motherfucking C.
He wrote the I Have a Dream speech in school. He's just like, why are you writing about dreams? Dreams are for children.
You'll never make it, Martin. This is trash.
Or does the dude wake up like, yeah, my C incentivized him to get better?
Y'all know I was his teacher.
Yeah.
And I told him that I was pushing him to do better.
Apply yourself.
Oh my goodness.
You can go one or two ways with that way. Either A, I'm a fraud, or B, I'm inspiring people so hard that I inspired the civil rights movement. Just through my teaching.
It's just some like physicist teacher in like the 30s is like, oh man, look, I'm looking through all these old papers that I got, physics papers. Look at this D- I gave to this kid named Albert Einstein.
Oh, no, surely that can't be the same one.
Dude, imagine Stephen King in a creative writing class. It's like, C-, sir. Your adjectives, I don't know what you're doing. A dog with rabies, what's up?
In Tupac in math class, the teacher just comes up, Tupac, what I tell you about writing raps in class?
You're not gonna make it with this. You need these numbers. Get some bucks in you. And then 4 years later, you gotta dance around to slip up. You want to close making it.
You know I taught you, Tupac.
Oh, dude, I would never sleep.
I'd be shaking.
The PS5 in a year has outsold the Wii U's lifetime sales.
Y'all leave the Wii U alone. Try his best.
Hey, consumers did.
Accurate?
That's not.
Yes, it is.
Early
Yes, it is.
adopter.
Exactly what we're going for.
Oh, dude, I will never forget that woman with all them Wii U's in the back of her car, thinking she was gonna flip them boys.
Oh, someone tried to do that near you guys?
No, it's a viral picture.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
You never seen it?
No.
Oh, dude, I'll look it up.
I think I've seen this.
It's unfortunate. Let's see what else we got. Well, actually.
Yep, all I had to look up was Wii U woman.
Wii U woman. Oh, this is gonna be
Get
good.
some. Get some, y'all.
No, I already got it on for you.
Oh, okay.
Where's it going?
He posted it in chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh no.
Scalper beautifully boned.
Oh, those are like even. Ooh. There's probably like 2 per box in the boxes behind her too. Yikes.
Boys in the back seat and everything.
Yeah, you can see him on the console. Dude, this is at least 10?
She's like, this is my retirement.
Yeah, she thought she was gonna flip these for double because remember the Wii was having supply issues, so this is the next console of the Wii, so why wouldn't I do it?
She didn't find it odd that she can buy in 15 of them?
Day one in the store.
Yeah, I was because of like what the day I went through trying to get a Wii when it first came out, where I lucked the fuck out. By someone's generosity, which where's that in this world? Where I was just so concerned about getting a Wii U day one, where I just walked into GameStop. I'm like, "You guys go Wii U's?" Yeah. Oh. Okay.
And no waste there, bruh.
Yep.
Remember at my GameStop, they had a tower of them built. Just
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Podcast of Stuff, episode 281. So just, normal week. No, the Twitter business ended last Sunday. Just completely ended. It was, nothing else happened. At all.
I mean, nothing technically, most things technically new didn't happen. It's just more of the same.
Oh, boy. So, yeah.
Does he own Twitter by March?
What do you mean by own? Like hostile takeover by other people in the company, or what?
I'm thinking either forced forfeiture through FTC regulations or FCC regulations, or sell because he cannot generate the revenue to pay off the loan for what he did, and he'll have to take a massive bath on it.
Or just bankruptcy and what have you. Because that is on the table. So, yeah, a lot of stuff happened with Twitter this week. But before we get to that, of course, the weekly reminder, Black Lives Matter, stop Asian hate, wear your masks in crowded indoor places, get your vaccines, support Ukraine, support LGBTQ, support body autonomy, pay your employees what they're worth, and please be good to each other. Please?
So don't go see Black Panther because it's not good.
Okay.
I don't think that's an excuse to not go see the movie.
It's mediocre. I won't even say not good. It's mediocre.
I think it's fine to go watch a mediocre movie should you feel attached to the
That's the
property.
thing you hate. Mediocrity.
Should you feel attached to the product? There are things that you can get out of Black Panther, such as the things that you can get out of Black Panther.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. Let's get those
Awaka's
things.
been hearing a lot of restored faith in the MCU.
Those people are crazy. It's the same. It's the same nut gobblers that are like, it's a black-centric superhero movie, so it's got to be propped up. Like, I was looking through all the Rotten Tomatoes. Black Panther is by far the highest Rotten Tomato, the highest Metacritic. Black Panther 1 was not that great.
But it is
Culturally important.
you kind of have to say it's good.
There's the problem. I feel this is going to be very much in the same vein of you just kind of have to say it's
You don't
good.
want to. You don't want to be whatever ist they accuse you of being.
Whatever ist.
It is a mediocre film. 6 out of 10 on its best day.
Well, fuck you, you mediocreist.
Mediocre.
All right. No, I don't. Gotcha. Just looking through the comments. All right. So, let's go through some of the smaller tidbits first before we get to the big things. I guess we'll start with just the sadder note. And this is honestly really sad that Kevin Conroy passed away. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's one of those just wasn't expecting it, and then one day you just get the news.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least with some people, you can kind of expect it. Oh, they've fallen ill, and it might turn grim. So you could kind of lead up to it. It's the essentially suddenness of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to, going on Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman.
Yep.
Where just he didn't tell anybody. It's seemingly that Kevin Conroy didn't really tell anybody, kind of kept it to itself. He didn't look well for the last few years. I wasn't thinking cancer per se. I was just like, oh, it could be just some kind of like genetic disorder. I don't know. Who knows?
Or, he's getting older.
Yeah, it could just be a bad 60.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just a voice of a childhood. Like,
he is essentially what people think of when they think of Batman.
Mhm.
Like, anytime I read a Batman comic, it's in his voice. It's not anything else.
Like, there's been a few other Bruce Waynes that I've liked in animated stuff. There was the voice he did. I don't remember the voice actor's name, but he was in Under the Red Hood, and then he was the voice of Batman in the Young Justice series. Same actor. He does pretty good, but there is no one that will ever touch this role like Kevin Conroy.
I can't say that. I just don't believe it's gonna happen anywhere soon.
Yeah, fair.
The shadow's too big.
Yes. You've
Because
never.
I was thinking this. You got you got the essentially Superman the animated series voice of Superman, Injustice game Superman. There's no Superman voice I really attach to with Superman, despite being my favorite superhero. There's no Wonder Woman voice I attach. It's just like what I believe her to sound like based on the things I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
That is a voice.
Yeah.
Triton, you are truly an unbelievable specimen.
It is a fascinating existence that we are looking at right now. You've never played the Arkham games, you've never played the Injustice games, you've never watched Batman the animated series. That's insanity. Utter
That's
insanity.
that's bit crazy. You've never watched somebody play a Batman game?
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, as much as Mark Hamill is many people's Joker, if you fucking say who is Mark Hamill, I'm going to scream. He is Batman. Same thing as BG said. There's like, if I think of the voice of Batman, I don't think of Michael Keaton. I don't think of George Clooney. Who would? I don't think of Christian Bale. It is Kevin Conroy. That voice. Did you ever read how he got the role?
No.
There's been a bunch of stories and have been popping in and out. Apparently they had were casted and auditioned hundreds and hundreds of people, and they're like, no one's just quite sounding right. No one's really sounding right. They're like, you know what? Just throw out auditions to stage performers and stuff. Let's widen the net. Why not? And his agent calls him. He's like, hey, I have this role for an animated cartoon. And I guess Kevin was like, yeah, I knew a lot of my colleagues were doing voiceover work to in supplement to, in addition to our stage work and what have you. Like, okay. So he's like, yeah, it's for Batman. He's like, oh, I've never really read the comics before. They had like no idea about the character, and they're like, or like, what's your experience with Batman? He's like, well, I watched the Adam West show in the '60s, and they're like, no, 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 no. Get that out of your head. This is a much darker take. Like, this guy is like trying to get revenge for his family, what have you. And then he started doing the audition, and they're like, oh, this is him. And then as they're doing the audition, he's reading through other character profiles. And what's Gordon's sidekick? Forget his name.
Male or female?
The male guy, like the fatter cop who's always like a dick.
I watched Gotham, but it's slipping my mind.
Yeah, I forget his name, but just like I was like, yeah, this character's interesting. Do you mind if I audition for him? And they're like, yo, seriously, we're casting you as the main character. You're
You
gonna
got
be
the
in
role.
every episode.
You're here. You done did it.
Yeah, but this guy.
Oh, he seems fun.
Oh boy, but yeah, it sucks. Cancer sucks. Just bottom line, cancer fucking sucks.
It's just one of those things that anybody doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Awful. All right. Let's see other tiny things in more positive lights. So playing through right now, God of War Ragnarok. Have any BG? I think you were probably the only one that'd be interested in playing that besides Ralph.
I am probably going to wait for it to come on PC
Okay,
because I love playing God of War on PC.
gotcha.
I already told the story when I've had God of War, the reboot, original, whatever, for like 3 years. And I never played it on my PS4, PS5, never. I always started it and it was just like, But then I played it on PC and I loved it. So I'm probably just going to wait for a PC again.
Gotcha. And Harvey Bullock is the character. That is correct, Jack.
Yep, there we go. Bullock.
But Ragnarok, very, very, very good. It's doing a lot of things that I was kind of hoping it would do. Getting to some fun little story beats, and just, I mean, they did it again.
I'm hearing very positive things. There is a dialogue thing that could be kind of spoilery. It's not really a spoiler, but it's something fun that you would be spoiled in. Do you want to hear what it is?
I'll hear it after the cast.
I mean, it's only for you because you like those types of fun
Okay.
dialogue-y things.
Fine, go
Yeah.
ahead.
PlayStation All-Stars might be canon in this universe.
Oh,
Because he brought up somebody who fought. Yep, alright, you got it.
Yeah. They have basically all the poems, Kvasir's poems that you collect. They're all based on other Sony properties.
Yeah. That's all.
But yeah, so far, dialogue's great. Combat's awesome. At times unforgiving, but like it's very much in vein of the first game.
I've heard some crying.
The new addition by a certain content creator that you follow.
Phil is a baby boy about it. A baby boy.
And it's just, yeah, it's hard, but once you kind of learn patterns and stuff like that, it's very much, you know, like Dark Souls things. It's like you learn the pattern, you learn for the cues. Try not to overextend, which that's my biggest problem. I'm like, get as much damage, and I'm like caught in an animation. They're like, up, unblockable move, pa!
Yeah, goofiness. You always gotta look out for that stuff.
Yeah. And then Sonic Frontiers. So we started that on stream on Friday. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I got about an hour into it, and I enjoyed it so far.
It's not like, you know, the puzzles at the, you know, at least in the first zone or whatever you want to call them, island. They're whatever. But like the navigation's pretty good. There's some, like, as I've said it, like when you play a 3D Sonic game, you have to expect some quirkiness. Just because moving at that fast a speed and like trying to keep things like, you know, on keeping in a path and what have you. There's going to be some weirdness. But if you can accept that, it is very, very fun. The first boss, you haven't gotten to the first boss then, right?
Nope.
Don't listen to any of the music in this game until you've heard it in game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I don't
'Cause-
listen to soundtracks outside of it until I play it in game anyway.
Okay, just sometimes people seek that stuff out beforehand, and
Yeah, that's goofy to me.
yeah, the first boss was just like, it was fucking awesome.
Like even something like fighting game, because a lot of the Street Fighter stuff, their theme music's got leaked and stuff. And I'm like, why do y'all want to hear this now instead of in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't
I'm
seek that out.
hoping there's different boss themes per boss, and I'm hoping they're in the same vein as the first song that I heard, because yeah, it's now that I heard that song, it's been on repeat for the last couple days. It's a very good song. There was I forget which level it was too in the first zone. I need to look back on it. There was it's basically like lo-fi beats. Maybe I won't say anything else.
There you go.
But yeah, so far, very, very, very good. I'm gonna do another stream of it on Monday, and basically do that up until Friday, which Pokemon comes out.
You fools.
Have we seen?
I'll rip. Throw it in the trash. All of it.
Oh wow.
Just let it just be the humans. Cause they ain't got the juice.
Not a fan of the starters?
No. Decidedly not.
I like the fire one. I actually like the fire one. And
that's the good one.
And the other two are alright. None of them, to me, are as bad as last gen.
I don't care about as bad as last gen. I don't care about they look bad.
This knife didn't hurt me as much as the other knife. Like that's not a positive.
The second
Some might consider it to be.
the second stage of the fire one is the worst of them, and the other two second stages look good.
That's
the final,
interesting, considering it has a big hat.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? But why? You can't just have a big hat. It needs a story behind it.
You can.
You can't. No.
What is the reason for Amande's big hat?
Because she's the mad mademoiselle.
Reason.
Well, maybe not for you. It's your opinion.
And it's my opinion that this knife stab does not feel as bad as the last knife stab. How about that? But to me, a lot of the other mons that they revealed, I've liked all their designs for the most part.
Did you just say mons?
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Oh, you nerds.
Yes. And?
A bunch of nerds. What am I doing here? I'm too cool for this.
Fuck, what was I gonna think of? So there
a lot
was
of the other mons.
a Pokemon that I think it's like a dolphin-based Pokemon that for like all the different spoilers that are coming out and what have you. People have been trying to figure out. They haven't been able to figure out how to evolve it. It has an evolved state, but people were trying for days and days and days and days. They're like, how do we evolve this thing? And it turns out you have to have a friend in game watch you battle with it after a certain level. You need a friend to evolve this. Even like more directly than a trade. You need a friend.
That's weak.
But yeah, I found that pretty funny. All right. On the topic though of video game music, going back a little bit, Mick Gordon. Wow.
There's some sauce there.
I think receipt is too light of a word. Receipts.
Yeah.
For all the shit that he brought. I still haven't read the full document. I've been meaning to, just been busy. Mick Gordon is a video game composer. So many who's. Is a video game composer, mostly working in like the genres of metal and rock and what have you. He's worked on the newer Killer Instinct game for Xbox, and then the latest
Killed it.
Doom games. And honestly, for the new Doom games, the soundtrack was half of the reason I bought the game. Legitimately. The fact that he will not be working on those games anymore, I am not buying the games anymore. That says something is to this guy's skill and just the fucking shredding that he can do. So as the game was about to come out, Bethesda had promised, hey, for those that do this like special pre-order thing, you'll get a soundtrack for the game like 2 weeks or so prior to the release. I forget. It was like prior to the release. I don't remember how long before. And then like they had said that the soundtrack came out, had a few songs from the previous game, and certain audio files were like, hey, BFG Division sounds way more compressed than it did in the last game. Mick Gordon, what's going on? And he responded, I didn't mix this. People were like, okay, that's a little weird. And then I forget the next I cannot talk.
The man could creates the topics. It's something he's invested in, and he's one part deep and gone.
Yep. Just, I'm today was just it's been a day. But the producer, one of the producers of the game, I had the name up. It's Marty something. Go over here, Marty Stratton.
Scorsese.
Marty Stratton. Basically it was like Mick Gordon is no longer basically working on the series. He released this long diatribe on Reddit, basically saying that Mick was not a team player, didn't work well with us, wasn't meeting deadlines, yada yada this. We had to get someone else to work and mix the soundtrack, all this different stuff. And just basically it was a real messy situation that was on social media. And then from there, the DLCs that came out for Doom Eternal afterwards were not done by Mick Gordon. They were done by other musicians, what have you. 2 years
Were they
later,
good? Were they good?
I don't know. Didn't play them. 2 years later, Mick Gordon releases a multi-page post offering his take on the whole situation. And basically it was a lot of crunch, a lot of id Software. I shouldn't say Bethesda, id Software. Shifting around deadlines, not having a good pipeline, basically requesting music be done for levels that weren't even finished yet, and then having them reworked when the level designs changed while he was working on the songs, causing even more crunch for him and his team. There was work that was unpaid, basically like the songs that he worked on that were then thrown out, he was not paid for, and then he found out later that they were used in the game.
Whoops.
And just a whole bunch of other issues. And basically the whole situation led him to be somewhat like blacklisted in the video gaming space. And just basically, in particular, this Marty Stratton was just like a gigantic source of mental anguish and just anxiety. And just like the one quote that from Mick from that article that just really speaks volumes is I never quit Doom. I quit a toxic client. But yeah,
as the people, this is what I never get. One, how incestuous these businesses are. Of I don't like this guy, so he can't get work with 80% of people. And two, it's so amazing that companies will stick by an upper management type who is clearly an issue over the people that produce the product.
mm-hmm.
I will never understand it.
Yeah, and I guess basically for the last 2 years, why he had been quiet was he was trying to settle it in court. Sued them for damages and what have you. They tried to settle for a certain amount, and he's like, okay, take down the Reddit post that you did disparaging me, and then, I'll take the settlement. They didn't agree. Then they offered him even more money to just completely take blame that wasn't his for the whole situation, to say that the Reddit post was valid, what have you. And he's just like, you know what, fuck this. And that's what led to this
Yes, sir, I sure did the things. How's that gonna work for him?
Yeah, let's see. This was...
How can you put into a contract, please take blame?
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to link the article in chat. And according to Medium, it is a 58-minute read. It takes an hour to read this thing. But yeah, I'm hoping this clears a lot of air. I'm hoping this basically, if he was on any blacklist, that he is off of it now. I want him to keep making more amazing fucking music.
How are blacklists like legal?
I don't know.
Because it's such an open secret of, yeah, don't hire that person. And we all see, because the same thing happened in the NFL after Colin Kaepernick kneeled in football.
Mm-hmm.
After the season was over, he was benched for the rest of the season. And then after the season was over, he couldn't get hired with any other team, despite the fact that he was much better than a lot of the people that were still employed as quarterbacks and backup quarterbacks. He wasn't even good enough to be a backup quarterback. That's ridiculous. It was clear that there was some type of blacklisting going on.
Mm-hmm.
How is
But
this?
you gotta prove it.
But how is there not like a team, a department that investigates what's going on there? Like, why? Let's just say
because their boss is in on a blacklist.
No. But I understand. But like a government department where you are literally preventing a person from working because of your own issues.
They got better things to do, government department.
No, they don't.
Aliens.
They have nothing better to do.
Black people either persecuting us or protecting us, whichever day they feel like doing whatever they do.
Whatever it is.
Wow.
Yeah, he took a knee during the national anthem, and because of that, people were like, "Oh, you hate our freedoms, you hate America," and it was about making a statement on police brutality because something that just happened. And they were like, "No, it's because you hate the troops in America." So yeah, he lost a lot of sponsorship deals. He lost his job, all types of crap, all over a knee.
Mm-hmm. Moving right along. Some other smaller tidbits. Earlier this week, there was a little Mass Effect teaser. That was posted on social media after a little weird sleuthing debugging. I don't know what happened. There was some audio that was released with it, and just basically all it says is Liara is definitely back. She's working with Geth, and the ship captain is Quarian. So definitely in the rough span of the, Mass Effect trilogy timeline, because I say that just because we have no idea how old Liara is in this, and they live for centuries, so could be 200 years. I don't know.
Absolutely disgusting.
What, the teaser?
Can we please? No, not the teaser. The fact that we're still in this area. It's so much Star Wars like of we're too afraid to move past this.
Well, they tried.
No, the reason that failed was because it was a horrible game. It wouldn't have mattered if Shepard was there. It was a horrible game. How many people talk about the story of it over what the game was, how it played, how it looked?
Tell that to the investors, unfortunately.
God.
There's that.
Oh, frustrating.
Literally the day after our last podcast where we went on a whole ass tangent on video game movies, and I asked the question, would a Gears of War movie work? They announced that they're making a Gears of War live action movie.
Just suck the teats.
And Dave Bautista is like, yo, I've been asking for years.
If Bautista does not make it, it's rigged.
Like,
he's been lobbying hard. He is basically their Ryan Reynolds Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it happen.
He wants to be Marcus so bad. Just let him.
Just let him. He's already shown he's got the chops.
Didn't they just add him to a game? Like as a multiplayer character? I feel like they did.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Let's see.
I have no idea if they added
Gears
Bautista.
of War. Gears 5?
Yeah, they might have.
He was.
I thought so because they added the New Day as well.
So yeah, you already added him in a game. Just let him be in the movie now. Just do it.
Yeah, but if they don't like all of that stuff, like the Witcher people, screw the fans. Screw Bautista.
I love Triton's spelling of it. He is an actor / wrestler. He played Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy.
His name's Dave Bautista,
yeah.
but his name was Batista when he was wrestling, and it was spelled B-A-T, but his last name is spelled B-A-U-T. So to differentiate them from the wrestler and the actor, DA and I say Bautista.
Moving on.
Jokes are so much funnier when you have to explain them.
Wait, do I have... Hold on. Nope.
Don't do it.
Cricket
Don't do
stripping. Nope. Where's that? There it is.
Terrible. You went through all of that for that?
Yep.
For that payoff?
Yeah.
It's like you went out and bought a door for a knock knock joke. Like knock.
Wait.
You're gonna love this. Hold on, just stay right here. Mike, the restaurant's closing. No.
Oh boy. We have a release date for the first Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, and it is.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Avatar because I was about to be like Yawn City.
It is really far away.
Yeah, there's no point of even announcing it like
October
this. What
10th,
are y'all doing?
2025.
And now you got 3 years of it's coming, and if it's anything less than a 9 on 10, people are gonna be pissed because it's gonna be 3 years of build up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just very, very odd. Has there been anything else that's like been officially announced that far out?
Yeah, there's been games that have been. It's coming in.
Well, it's like here, it's coming, but not with like a release date.
I think what was that called? Kojima's game. I think not when it was initially. Yeah, not when it was initially released. When it was initially released, it didn't have a release date. But when it was like re-announced, it did. And I think it was like 2-3 years out.
Triton, and
then there's always Marvel stuff.
True. But Triton, no. You need to get word out there, at least for a time. You can't just be like, hey, here's this thing, it's out. Like, that's what...
Oh, yeah, they've tried that before. That's what the Sega Saturn happened.
Correct. I was just about to say it.
Yeah, no, that ain't. Now it's different for something free where you could just quickly download it, like PT. PT was something. Oh, you can play this now. There's no real investment in it. They probably spent 100K building the thing, whatever. But then you got something like Avatar. It's going to be a build up. It's going to be big. They need to release it to theaters to recoup whatever marketing they're going to do. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to. I'm more on the line of release it like 4 months after an announcement. I feel like that's
Year max.
I feel like that's sufficient enough time to put up billboards, do commercials, whatever type of spot. Because that's what NetherRealm Studios did with what was it? Mortal Kombat 12. They announced it in December for a May release date, and basically every month they had information about it leading up to it. As opposed, and Fallout 4 did the very same thing. They talked about it at E3 and then released it in like November of that year, which was like a 4 or 5 month turnaround. As opposed to here's a trailer for it, something like Watch Dog. Here's a trailer. 6 months later, here's some information. 9 months later, here's the second trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna.
But here, there's two options. Number one, you forget about it until it comes out, in which case, what was the point of announcing it 3 years ahead of time? Or number two, you keep it in people's minds, and people are like 3 years of hype, and now you gotta live up to that 3 years of hype, which is going to be insanely difficult. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, way too long. Yeah, try it in 1 month is not enough. It is
1 month is not enough. There's people, real adults. They have to. A lot of times they have to plan out their time, especially if they've got kids and stuff. Free time, the time to gather everybody to do this thing, making plans for it. There's a lot that goes into it. Now, it's different from something like a movie where you could just go, not released in theaters, but something on streaming. I'll watch that whenever I feel like. There's no real pressure to do the thing. But if you're super hyped for an Avatar movie, you want to know when it's coming out so you can go, all right, we're going to gather all the people and do it.
And just from a product and business...
Right, I'm not a real adult.
Just from a product and business standpoint, if they just announced a thing and released it, nothing would recoup its costs. Nothing. You wouldn't get any more things you like because everything would be going out of business.
There's pre-orders, so they can gauge the interest, so they can start doing what they believe it's going to do. Their projections for it.
Yep.
If you see a trailer and it's got 80 million views, pre-sale tickets are setting records. You're like, okay, we know what our projection should be. If you release a trailer, it's got 1 million views. Ticket sales, pre-ticket sales are like, all right, we know basically what we should project this to do now.
Or
it's not going to make
marketing budget or something.
Yeah, or adjust on the fly. Oh, what's the issue? Why aren't the sales? Why aren't people knowing about this? Is it because we're not marketing it to the correct target audience? Do we need to do this? Do we need to do that? Plus, there's focus testing where they'll have the thing basically done and go, how did you feel about this part? How did you feel about this part? I didn't like that, so they can get the max amount of audience that they want to respond the way they want to. There's a lot that goes into it.
Mm-hmm. Or you just maybe say software development, you have a feature and you just decide to release it immediately without knowing any of the
right into pride
ramifications of that stuff. That's a teaser. We still have a few more things to talk about. Oh, go ahead.
Triton, I have so much free time. I have so few responsibilities. That type of thing. I don't have the adultedness stuff that I need to do. Where I gotta worry about who's gonna watch the kid while I do this thing. Mm-hmm. If I want to go to a movie tomorrow morning, I am free to go to a movie tomorrow morning.
Yep. No pets really, unless
Nothing.
what?
Oh no, she finally kicked the bucket.
Really?
Yeah, GB's gone.
Oh.
Yeah, she was so old she couldn't even hop on a couch anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah, she was barely
Unofficial
eating, barely
fifth
drinking.
member of the podcast.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah, GB's been around since basically day one. That was an old dog.
There was a couple of casts where we would hear like GB no, and then just like,
Walk right across us and hit the mic and stuff.
we'd hear like a disconnection noise from Discord. We're like, oh, or whatever we were using at the time.
Team speak.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, Skype. Ugh.
Oh, the Skype days.
All right. So Black Panther 2. Anything more to say
Wait,
about it?
hold on. Is Skype even a thing anymore?
Yes.
Really? Because I feel like Teams kind of ate its lunch.
It's still around. My company has not migrated completely to Teams as of yet. At least not on our work Macs. And we still have Skype.
Oh,
I get at least 2 calls a day about Skype.
wow. It's such antiquated. Now I understand where it's something like Japan where it's so integrated into their system, Internet Explorer, whatever it was, or Flash, or whatever it was that was so integrated, where they're going, we need ample time or it will break our system. This just feels like a bunch of dinosaurs that refuse to come into the new century.
Why change if it works?
It could work better.
This works.
Unbelievable.
Anything else you want to say about Black Panther 2?
Not without spoiling it.
I
will,
don't understand.
I will
I'd
go.
like to hear what Pro thinks about it personally.
Okay. I will.
Oh yeah.
I'll
Plus,
try and go see this
plus with newer movies, I always wait 2 weekends to do it. So next Sunday I'll be good. That gives people ample time. If anybody wants to see it, they would have found a way to see it by that point.
Gotcha.
If we're gonna talk about movies, I can slide in with something real quick.
Oh, slide on in.
No, not quite.
Oh.
The Weird Al movie.
Yes. You saw it?
Unironically, and I say this without exaggeration, a 10 out of 10 movie. It is amazing.
It is really good.
It is irresponsibly lying, though.
Yeah.
But it is hilarious.
Beat it.
We understand that it's a lie.
Yes. There is no... It's crazy. It's early where I'm just like, I'm in. Where the mom turns to Weird Al and just goes, we need you to stop being who you are and doing what you love. It's like, this is perfect.
A parent would not speak to their child in such a fashion.
It's farcical.
But DA.
It is a legitimate 10 out of 10 comedy.
But DA. What do they make at the factory?
What the? What? I don't even know what they were making the factory. You just turn this lever when it turns red, and then pull the lever when it turns green. All right, and I'll get to it. And what do we make at this factory? Your dad told me you was a cut up. What do we make at the factory? And he just walks away.
It is really good.
It is amazing.
And like I said, even though he's shooting down all the rumors saying it's not a thing, there's a bit of action in this movie, and he didn't look too bad doing it.
Yeah.
He could be Wolvie if he really, really, really wanted to be.
Yeah, legitimately. Watch this stupid, dumb,
It's free
amazing
on
movie.
Roku TV, which is free.
You'll
There
get
are
like
ads. That's it.
I think I got like 8 ads and there were 30 seconds each.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Much
I
like a TV.
am fine with ads as long as it's not too intrusive and it's not too frequent. So with Twitch, I'll be watching a fighting game stream, and they'll have, instead of placing the ads themselves, they'll just have it automatic ads, and it'll be legitimately grand finals.
Hype moments.
Yeah, it'll be a 2-1 match, and the person with 2 has 1 round, and then it'll be neck and neck, have health bar going, and then it's 2 minutes of ads, and then the guy celebrating. This legitimately happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could find a way to block them, I would, because it's not great.
It happens in Smash tournaments too. I haven't seen anything like that in terms of like grand finals, but like really hype moments in the set, and then just starts playing ads. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Is when the tournament has their own ads before they start playing Twitch ads. So they'll have their own ads. All right, we're going to a quick break. Here's our sponsorship, blah, blah, blah. That's 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. And then they'll go back to the action, and then the Twitch ads will play. Disgusting. BG, genuine question. Well, of course, I love fighting games. I just don't like Mortal Kombat 12. And most of my competition came from me loving NRS games so much that I just bleed into other fighting games. So whenever I bleed into those other fighting games, if I like them enough, I would compete in them, like Marvel 3. No, I love fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
And the second the next NRS thing comes out, I will be playing it heavy, and if I love it, I will be traveling for it.
There you go.
Watch the Weird Al movie.
Watch the Weird Al movie. And speaking of the parody thing, I'm sorry to cut you off. How did Twitter ban Daniel Radcliffe for that?
Wait, what?
Oh, so he went through the process of making his account Weird Al's account. Because clearly, because he played Weird Al in the movie, he's a parody of Weird Al's Twitter account. And he got suspended for it for impersonation.
Wow.
Permanently suspended.
Rules are rules.
Now, I don't know if it's been reversed yet, but Weird Al was not happy.
Let's see. Dan Radcliffe, Twitter ban. I haven't seen anything about reinstation yet.
Oh yeah, I'm looking. His Twitter's still not up.
Wow.
Nope, it's still not unbanned.
Which for him, he's probably like, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. He's not raising a stink about it, so he's not getting unbanned.
Yeah.
Nope, it's still suspended.
Yep. One Piece Red. Went and saw it on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
Deep.
Yo, that music.
Oh, it's great.
Crazy.
As I was saying, I love her angry stuff way more than her happy stuff. But I understand people that like the happy stuff.
I am in agreement. I liked all the music though, but I liked the 2 songs before the Musica? Something Musica. I forget what the name of the...
Top Musica!
Top Musica. The 2 songs before that.
Yeah, they were great. But I love Top Musica too.
I will agree with the angry stuff with the exception of New Genesis, which is legitimately the best song of the movie.
Okay.
But yeah.
I did not expect it to be a musical. I knew there were going to be songs in it, but I didn't expect it to be so musically focused where they'll cut a song, say like 3 lines of dialogue, and then go into another song. Truly did not expect it. But once you get past that, it's a good movie.
Yep. Some of the different stuff actually did make sense to me, like in terms of lore, which that's the thing that I kind of like, where they... Just because Oda is kind of a guiding presence there, it's like, hey, they're in this weird like dream dimension thing because of the song's fruit. However, observation hockey breaks through it. I'm like, that works. That's cool.
Yeah, that makes some sense.
Yeah.
Oh, DA shaking his head.
No, I just love that 5 minutes of the left arm, the right
Ah,
arm.
yeah.
I just love that so much. It's stupid monkey brain hype, and it would be so much better. I love the moment, but I just think it would be so much better if it was people that we knew about. Cause it's like, oh, Brooke is teaming up with Rockstar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get them, Lucky Roo.
We just know them as the Shanks
Yeah.
Pirates, and they have done nothing.
But the switching, and it's just the Usopp and Yasa. It's so it's monkey
movies,
brain hype.
he comes in clutch. Everyone basically has a purpose. Robin
It's
deciphered all the history of the island and what have you, figured out the way to beat him. Usopp key in making that connection with his dad. Good stuff all around.
I hated the Gear Fifth. Legitimately no reason for it.
As soon as I saw it, I'm like,
Legitimately.
But hey,
no
it's a dream
feeling.
world, so it works.
Yeah, dream this penis.
I going back to that whole big moment, because it's New Genesis, the background for New Genesis, and then once they start winning, we are
Yeah,
it's like, holy crap. That's just small turn of did it just in the middle of it as they're coming back. I'm like, Jesus, this a musical movie and y'all did this. I'm not a big music man. I don't really notice like leitmotifs and recurring themes and crap. But I heard that way. Oh my, I see what you're doing.
I like
Yeah,
Uta a lot.
Oh yeah, Uta. I love Uta.
Mm-hmm.
Your only complaint?
My only complaint about this movie, well, I could probably find more, but like the biggest complaint that I have is honestly the action in its entirety. They
It's fair.
went super spinny mode for everything.
And it made it very hard to follow things.
And I mean that literally everything. It was so hard to keep track of. You couldn't really see a lot of like the animation from like squinting and like really trying to focus did look good, but just the camera basically is on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
That you can't tell.
I don't know what the choice was there.
Yeah. Like I
It's
know
more fluid to see big spinny. Oh, look at that! It's a lot more frames. It's a lot. It's.
But if you
it's
can't
theoretically
understand what's going on, is it even worthwhile?
like even like big hits can't be big hits if like you can't even see like the impact of the hit. Like the thing that I'm thinking of like right now, just in terms of like a still shot that has great animation, in One Piece was when Luffy first uses Gear Second, and I believe it's the first time he uses rifle, where it's like on what's his face, and then Luffy just comes in, punches him, and is like comes like right into frame. And like
That's
even like
striking imagery.
yeah, even like the bazooka, the jet bazooka, where it's just like he's like right in front of him and just inches a bit forward.
As opposed to, if you ask me what happened with something Zoro did, he did his big move, but I couldn't tell you what it looked like.
Exactly. Same here. Do you think she's gone?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they were standing above, or they were standing over a coffin.
Yeah, but they
100%
also
dead.
left the island robbing it of its treasure too at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? No, they had the treasure. I mean, they still had the stuff.
We saw their faces. We didn't win Uta's version of the events. We didn't see their faces. They were just back turned beer up. But here we saw them. They were not. Yeah, get 'em, Uta.
Good job getting up and.
I'm just saying that they may have also faked that.
Faked it for who?
I don't know. For potential for her to appear in the main storyline, I don't know. She has shown up in a manga panel as like a silhouette.
Okay. But who was around for them to fake it to?
Luffy?
Why would they fake it for Luffy?
No idea. But
That's my point.
Until
that's why I'm like, no.
For me, in any manga thing ever, until there is like a super duper dramatic, there they are lying dead thing, I do not believe a character has died.
See, I can't agree with that because even in One Piece, we had 2 characters die during Wano, which was not some big dramatic deaths. It was just like, oh no, they're dead.
Were they super important characters?
For Wano, absolutely.
A scabbard.
Okay.
And the brother of a scabbard.
I'm just saying.
Man, that was like it wasn't some.
I'm thinking of
it
the
wasn't
Gran
some
Torino
one-off
situation.
You always bring this up, but it's such bullshit.
Sure, but it happens a lot in manga.
But that's such bullshit.
Kakashi's another one.
But this is also canon stuff. Uta is a canon character, but we don't know how this story cannot be canon.
It's got to be pseudo canon.
The character is canon, but this story is not canon.
It simply can't be.
True. Oh yeah. I am not convinced.
I am.
I think
if she is alive, they will not bring up what happened in the movie.
In One Piece proper.
Yeah, if she is alive there, they will not bring up what happened in the movie.
That I can agree with. But yes.
Give me more Kizaru. I'm sick.
No, I don't want Oda to do anything One Piece after he finishes One Piece, but I would slurp up an 80 chapter Kizaru series. I would slurp every morsel of that.
Killing the people. We live in a cruel world, my friend. He is. I want to know everything about him because in some points he wants nothing but the smoke, but in other points he's like, "All right, you got it."
And he's cool with either one.
Shanks got his sword to his throat. He's just like, all right, whatever. But then he just goes, if you want to split up my crew, you better be ready to die. And he surges his hockey, and Kizaru's just like, not every day that you see an Emperor's hockey, and he's ready to go. It's like, what level of smoke are we at with you, Kizaru? Are we ready to go? Or are we ready to bounce? And that black and yellow suit goes so hard.
Kizaru, he might be the greatest side character in One Piece.
Ooh, that is, considering how many side characters are in this manga.
I cannot think of one that is better than Kizaru. Unless Carrot doesn't join.
Okay. All right. We are on to not the tech company you're thinking of first. Meta this is another string of big ass tech company that is reducing its workforce because of stupid decisions made by their CEOs. Mark Zuckerberg.
The CEOs that just feel like they know the next wave and they know better than everybody else. It's so amazing to me that people believe that because a billionaire became a billionaire, they're smart or they know better or they did something that other people just do not have the capability of doing. It's astounding to me. Elon Musk is an idiot and Zuckerberg is arrogant.
Yes. So, yes, Mark Zuckerberg is reducing the size of Meta by 13% and is letting go more than 11,000 employees. Not 1,100, 11,000 employees.
Now, this is also part of the problem of 2020, where people were seeing record profits, so they probably thought those profits would sustain or go up, so they needed to increase the workforce, because 2020 was a booming year in the tech field in terms of hires.
And just Zuckerberg,
Or
for whatever
2021, one of them.
reason, thought that, hey, everyone will just want to work in virtual reality environments. And that was basically the whole reason that Meta changed to Meta. And this is the quote that just, gets me feeling all sorts of frazzled. So he was talking about, commerce, there's surge of e-commerce during the pandemic, and he thought it would grow. So that's why he went to more e-commerce type things. Not only has online commerce returned to prior trends, but the macroeconomic downturn, increased competition, and ad signal loss have caused our revenue to be much lower than I expected, Zuckerberg said. I got this wrong, and I take responsibility for that. You have the nerve to say, I will take responsibility by firing over 11,000 of your employees.
If you were to take responsibility, why wouldn't you lower your salary or your
Correct.
bonuses or what have you? Sell off some of your stuff so you could keep the people employed. Anything. What in terms of responsibility do you take by basically being in the same position you were last month?
Mm-hmm. So he did list off that he's paying 16 weeks of severance, plus 2 additional weeks for every year of service with no cap. God, fucking Twitch is infected my brain. I read that it's like, we're going to pay you for 2 weeks for every year you've been here. No cap in here. That's what we're doing. They get all their PTO. They keep their health insurance for 6 months, career services, immigration support, what have you, which that's all, honky-dory or what have you. But I'm pretty sure a lot of these people would have still rather just had their jobs.
Yeah, it's more security.
So yeah, just that statement. I read that. I'm just like, the fucking gall to say I'm going to take responsibility for this, and just that annoyed the shit out of me.
Triton, I very much disagree with your statement of Elon and Zuck had to do something to be successful, because not everyone is successful. Despite there's probably a smarter person than Elon Musk and Zuckerberg out there, but they may not be successful. There's definitely people working harder than them, but they're not successful. A lot of this level of success has to do with luck. They got in at the right time for the right thing. Elon blew up because he got into the EV space before anybody else, using his daddy's diamond mine or emerald mine money to buy a company that was already building these things.
The one thing that Elon did that I will say is that he started PayPal, actually coded on it.
There you go.
But in terms of making decisions for releasing software, the level of employees that you keep, and what have you, you can have development experience and still not be a good developer and know what best practices are. Because if he just started as a developer,
clean code, and
if he started as a developer, made the beginnings of PayPal, but then had other developers come in and fix a lot of the issues that he may have added into the initial phase of his initial software projects, and then he just earned enough money to start companies and what have you, or buy products and companies from other people, then at that point, he's set. And then he had a very good initial investment, like BG said, from his father. Mark Zuckerberg got pretty damn lucky. Found some really gifted developers and stuff while he was at, was it Harvard?
It was
an
one
Ivy
of
League
them.
school.
It was one of them big boys.
Found some gifted developers, found the right people to dupe for some certain things. Managed to get a hold of the guy who created Napster. And I would say a lot of it had to do with luck and the people around him versus he himself. Started a company, but then, he seemed to be a weird dude even before all that fame.
Yeah. Success it depends on your field and what you personally believe to be successful. For some rappers, $2 million may not be a success. 200,000 in sales may not be a success. Drake, if he sells 50,000, that is a failure. But if some local yokel rapper sells 50K, you're like, Jesus Christ, what a success. It's all relative to what's going on.
Yeah, like...
let's get to this Twitter thing, because DA needs to go to bed.
So, now, at Twitter, some of you may have seen that Twitter Blue went live, which is their, little subscription service thing. For $8, you get that fancy schmancy check mark next to your name.
That status symbol, lords and ladies check mark that we all coveted.
Mm-hmm. And really the only way to tell the difference between the check mark... Well, first they had, another, subline that was, official Twitter or something. And then Elon decided to get rid of that for a little bit. This is, also on top of laying off a bunch of workers, contractors, etc. Then people started impersonating different accounts, including Elon a bunch, to where he's like, hey, you need to mark your account as a parody account, otherwise you get a full ban. But obviously some people, one, you need a moderation team to really enforce that, and you fired 80% of those people.
Yeah.
Two, some people just don't fucking care.
They did not care.
The biggest...
There was can I stop you real quick? Mm-hmm. There was a very funny one, because at one point, I don't know if you're going to get into this part, but at one point you couldn't change your name without losing that check mark. So Doja Cat was like, Elon, can you fix this? I did this for Christmas, but I want to be something else. And he thumbed her up and went, all right, you should be good now. And she replied, thanks. And the thanks, she was Elon Musk with his stuck hair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, some people just do not get... And then later on, her name was changed to Fart. Which I don't know if that was her or Elon did it.
Either way is good.
Yeah. But the biggest thing which caused complete uproar was Lily something. I'm forgetting the name of the company. Let's see, Lily Twitter.
He makes the topics, y'all.
LLY. Ellie Lilly. Ellie Lilly and Company. Are one of the main providers of insulin in the United States, pharmaceutical company, known for really hiking up the price of insulin, way
disgusting,
way higher than the cost to actually manufacture it.
To the point where, are you about to say the cost in other countries?
I know it's $255 or something here. In other countries, no, I don't know.
Australia, it is $7.
Oh, fun.
I think the highest country besides us was Japan at $16.
That's gross.
Our average was $99.
Disgusting. So, someone changed their name, bought the little, $8 thingy, And the other way that you can tell also is if you click on the icon, it'll say that either this is a Twitter Blue subscriber or a official verified user. That's the only way you can tell. And someone changed their name, their logo, and what have you to Ellie Lilly. And we're like, hey, insulin's free now. We are officially announcing that insulin is free. And people, obviously, especially people with diabetes and what have you, just like up in arms going like, oh my God, this is amazing, what have you. That was a fake account.
Yep.
Ellie Lilly's stock tanked.
Not only
Hard.
theirs, but any manufacturer of things like insulin, their stock tanked as well.
To where Ellie Lilly was like, hey, this isn't a real account. And then, we're just basically like, Twitter, you need to do something about this. They're damaging our brand, yada, yada, this, yada, yada, that. There is reports that basically because of all these other people impersonating different businesses, what have you, I believe someone impersonated the Nintendo of America account and just posted a picture of Nintendo Mario flipping the bird.
That made the news.
And so many other instances to where if they haven't gotten any lawsuits, I am almost certain Twitter will be getting lawsuits.
What's funny is with that the Lilly company, there is a ongoing conspiracy theory that someone was trying to short the stock so they could buy a lot of it and then wait for it to go back up to sell it. So they spent $8 to save tens, maybe hundreds of thousands, and then to sell it back once it goes back up.
That'd be pretty damn big brained. That's a success.
That's success.
That's true.
So I'm gonna manipulate the market for $8.
What else? Oh, and just numerous amounts of seemingly FTC violations to where more than likely the government's going to get involved here in a little bit.
There was some government official, I think it was even Biden, who was like, the things going on Twitter, we've got our eye on it. And that is a scary proposition.
Yeah. And then, I don't know if I have this favorited or if you have it favorited. Let me check yours real quick on Twitter.
What was it about?
The employee all hands meeting.
Oh, yeah, that's me. That's your boy.
Well,
I definitely posted it in the Discord.
Yep. We have executives, just like big time executives, leaving the company. Many of these executives were probably the most at fault in terms of the FTC, so they're just getting out while they can.
Yeah, there was somebody like the head of legal, the head of compliance or something, that made sure that Twitter was doing legal things, and they quit. And so Musk is just like, well, developers, you kind of got to be your own lawyers and make sure you're not doing illegal things.
Mm-hmm. And then, where was it? Oh yeah, I posted the extension to figure out the difference between actual verified and Twitter Blue verified. The hardcore one.
Oh, what a disgusting quote.
I'm trying.
We all have to just be a little more hardcore. Like what?
What does that mean?
What is it? What do you mean, sir? Here's the. Yeah, I'm just gonna post it in the Twitch
chat. Okay.
Like, somebody's asking a actual. Oh, dude, my favorite was the work from home, the remote one, where somebody asked a question, and Musk was like, if you're able to be here, you should be in, and it'll help with collaborations and such. And the guy just went back. The very next thing they said was, that wasn't my question. and just reiterated what they said. And if you can work, you need to be here. Oh, dude. It's fantastic.
Let's see.
That sure is a purple website.
Isn't it?
See, I actually try to use YouTube as a non-subscriber just to get a feel for what's going on with advertising. Frankly, I find their advertising to be brutal. Seems to be one scam ad after another. Oh, interjection. YouTube has 26 billion users. Oh man, we're nothing. Employee, yes, we only 80 million subscribers. That's a lot. Look, okay, consider putting your content on Twitter, and we'll pay you 10% more than YouTube and see how it goes. Let's do that. Okay, great. So we will do that, and I'll exchange. Okay, collectively, you'll do it. Great, please do it. Let's take action. I'm a big believer in having just a maniacal sense of urgency. So if you can do it after this meeting, I would do it after this meeting. Just a maniacal sense of urgency. Like, if you go to get stuff done, maniacal sense of urgency. Just go, hardcore.
What is it? Triton, he must be doing something right. This is success.
This is success. Also,
the man is an idiot.
I just searched hardcore. Oh my god. Those who go hardcore and play to win, Twitter is a good place, and those who are not totally understand, but then Twitter is not for you. This man uses the word hardcore way too much. I'm just reading these quotes from this page. Well, I mean, I don't know.
He wants to be cool.
I don't have a great answer to that, but I can tell you philosophically, what works at SpaceX and Tesla is people being in the office and being hardcore. Just be in the office and be hardcore. That's the recipe to success, everybody.
Be in the office and be hardcore.
That's my philosophy. And those who go hardcore. Okay, that's that quote that I read before.
Yeah, that is very much worth reading.
To keep Twitter alive, and the reason that we are going hardcore with subscribers is to keep Twitter alive.
Oh, is that why he suspended Twitter Blue?
Yes, after all of the awfulness. Which again, so in software development, especially when money is involved, you take your sweet fucking time with any new implementation that you're going to be doing. Because if your stuff is not secure, if your stuff is going to unintentionally show off private information like credit card numbers or what have you, anything of that sort, lead to impersonations and stuff that we've seen. It's best to take your time with these things. Make sure you have it right. And from what I've been seeing a lot of a former Twitter employees and stuff like that is just the reason that, they didn't roll out stuff super quickly is they focus tested up the butt to make sure that any new features that they added to Twitter were vetted, tested, and secure. And they fired basically all the people that did that. So they just kind of threw Twitter Blue out there. Didn't even think about the ramifications of everything, even outside of the financials of here, give us your credit card information and pay us $8. And all this happened. This just chaos. And now they turned it off.
Had to. There's literally no choice.
I think those that did pay, those check marks are still showing up. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah, they are, because I've seen a couple.
Let's see. Yep. I just clicked on a random account that came up in my timeline. Subscribe to Twitter Blue.
Yep.
Yeah, the that extension is pretty funny. You can... It sucks. It doesn't work on the timeline itself. It's only when you go to the account, which is a little unfortunate. Maybe the guy will update it later on. But
if you want to see a bunch of the parody accounts, there's a Reddit for it. I'm gonna find it for y'all.
But yeah, Twitter is a shit show. It is a
Fleet.
ever-present train crash, and I'm here for the ride. That's the thing, like, I don't partake of Twitter in terms of, like, posting stuff. I just follow certain people and what have you, and it has been really funny to watch from the outside in.
And that's part of the reason I feel like a lot of people haven't left Twitter already.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to be part of this train wreck. Because it's in a lot of ways, it's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. But like,
In other ways, it's very not. Because there's a lot of people with livelihoods that depend on Twitter, like artists for commissions and that type of thing.
Yes. And other sites are doing stupid shit as well and not helping. DeviantArt seemed to be going like headfirst into AI art, and they had to get a gigantic backlash from their artists to be like, okay, we won't opt everybody in. You can choose to opt in instead of automatically opting all the artists in, which all these AI bots have already scrubbed DeviantArt of all all the art anyway, so it's like it's not even a thing. But
AI art is so fascinating, but it's pretty perverse.
Mm-hmm. You have a technology, people, it's like, hey, the technology seems interesting, but people will abuse it to make a quick buck. Like crypto,
sucks.
which granted that crashed hard today, I think.
Oh yeah, FTX.
Yep.
That's a long story.
Yes. Well, we'll probably save that for next week, especially if Ralph will be here, because he'll probably be super interested in that. And there'll probably be more news, especially about that one guy who basically like stashed all of his money away and ran.
Oh yeah, the CEO, former CEO.
Yep. All right. With that, I think we will call
40
this
normal facts.
episode to close, and we have our facts. How many you said?
40.
40? 40.
Lazy.
Sleepy.
3. We got 3, 7, 40. 3, 7, 39, 40.
Don't you reverse Price is Right me.
3, 7, 8, 39, 40. There's no 44. It goes up to 40. I'll do 4. There's no 41. It goes up to 40. I'll do 1.
40.
40 it is.
Hey!
Police in Nigeria are holding a goat in suspicion of attempted armed robbery. Vigilantes took the goat to the police, saying that the armed robber had used black magic to transform himself into a goat to escape the robbery after trying to steal a Maserati 323. The goat is in custody. We cannot base our information on something mystical. It is something that has to be proved scientifical. That is cute.
That's a great sentence.
I put Nigeria goat. The first thing that came up was arrested.
Why would...
This was
2009.
2009.
I thought it was at least like the 70s.
No.
Y'all really believed a person transformed themselves into a goat to escape prosecution?
Belief in witchcraft is widespread in parts of Nigeria. So people were just like, well,
Clearly a witch.
well, we got the suspect. Talk.
And the cops were like, whoa, it's a goat. Ah, black magic.
Hoodoo.
This is where I need the goat scream sound effect. I'm actually surprised I've never grabbed that.
Terrible.
Freeze! Ah! Oh boy. That's the one part of Thor Ragnarok that it didn't matter how many times they screamed, I laughed at it every time under my breath.
Oh, you're crazy.
You're
You're
just find it
crazy.
funny every time.
You are the person.
You're the person for whom that joke was for.
Yes.
And you art them.
And I will be A-okay with just me sitting in the corner of the theater going, every time it happens. That's what the goat man wants you to think. Oh boy.
Hey, what if we're wrong?
What if it actually was? And this is empirical proof of black magic.
And we're just dismissing it. And cell phone towers cause COVID.
Too blind to see.
Let me ask the
Too
microchip in
blind
my
to see.
bloodstream.
I believe people believe these things. I would accept black magic before cell phone towers cause COVID.
Same.
It's an unbelievable thing.
All right.
But that's only because I've seen ghosts before, so. Yeah, I've seen ghosts at least 3 times. That's a story for another day. Sleepy boys.
All right. All right, with that, thank you everybody for tuning into this episode of the Podcast of Stuff. I'd asked Ralph if he'd be here. He's not here. He said he was going to be here this week. He lied.
He had a last-minute invitation to see Black Panther.
What?
That was completely sold out.
Oh, I did not. Did he just text
That's
like
not
during the
what he said.
podcast?
Yeah.
He said it was solid.
Oh. I thought it said sold out. Just got out solid. Oh, I thought it said I dyslexic that sentence. It was not solid, Ralph. It was a stinky poo-poo.
Yeah, that's why I said I wonder how he felt about it.
Gotcha. All right.
Oh, bro.
It'll be interesting for next week.
No, it won't.
With that,
Oh,
thank you,
I don't
everybody.
want to get back in this bag.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this episode of the Podcast of Stuff. We will see you all next week. Laters.
Later.